And we are live! We're live to YouTube! Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 9. This is my good friend Christopher Corkill, who I brought on the channel. For the very special reason is, if I could just explain to people.
Go right ahead, mate.
There's a massive reason why Corky's on the channel. That's because a big reason why me and him are friends, apart from all the things like skateboarding. Remember when we were in school?
Yeah.
And we got friends through skateboarding and things like that. A lot of the games I'm even into are because of this fella, like Silent Hill, Resident Evil and all that. I remember one time you came up to the schoolyard and you were like, "So have you played Silent Hill?" And I was like, "No," and you were like, "What? What?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and from there we've got tons of games, memories. We've dug out a couple of games that we're going to show you, a couple of funny memories that we've got from the past. So that's why Corky's on the channel. Yeah. I hope you all enjoy the video because we've got some funny stories to tell. First game I'm going to talk about is Red Faction on the PlayStation 2. Luckily enough, we did play it on the PlayStation 2 as well.
Yeah, we did.
Because it came out on... Did this come out on a new system after the PlayStation 2? I don't think it did it?
It was... I think it was just PC, but I'm not sure whether that came out at the same time or sometime after.
It was a launch game anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. For
the PlayStation 2. Now, we used to come home near enough every single day and play this game multiplayer. And do you remember that gun in the game, the one that could see through the wall?
I think it was called the railgun or something.
The railgun, that was it, yeah. And the level what we used to play on as well. There was a stage in the game where there was two towers facing each other like this, and it had like it had like pillars like that.
I just can't remember what the level was called for the life of me.
Neither can I. But you know what I'm on about.
I know which one you...
Yeah, and we always used to have rocket wars from each end. Someone, the rocket, do you remember the rocket launcher used to be at the bottom? And every time I'd kill you, you'd run, try and get the rocket launcher, and that's when I'd pull out the railgun, so you couldn't come back and do what I was doing to you, and I'd end up shooting you through the wall. And
oh God.
The funniest part is as well, is every time I would win a Red Faction, you just, because Corky's a smoker, right? You just hear Corky go, "I need a break." I need a break. And I'd go, and I'd sense there was a shitstorm coming, you know what I mean? So I'd just go, "Okay, lad."
And a lot of the time there was.
So I'd end up putting the pad down and Corky would go over to the PC. Remember, he used to have the PC in the corner.
Yeah.
This is after the session of playing Red Faction, and Corky would just put about 50 ciggies in his mouth and go...
Yeah, just to calm myself down.
I'd always be like, "You're up for another game?" You'd be like, "In a minute! In a minute! Let me have a fucking rest!"
Oh yeah, a lot of rage.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't take losing very well, especially on that game, especially.
I was going to say, yeah, you are, let's be honest, you are the worst loser ever.
I am.
A terrible loser.
It's no secret.
So warn people if they ever play it in multiplayer, just say...
Make sure you've got some sort of armour on. That's all I'm going to say. And
let him have a cigarette.
Yeah.
Let him smoke whatever he wants, okay? Before you go into another multiplayer match. So, that's Red Faction on the PlayStation 2. We had some great laughs on this game.
Yeah, great game as well, definitely.
If you've still got a CRT hooked up, and you've got a bunch of friends, invite them over and play this game. It's got one hell of a multiplayer. Even in this day and age, if we hooked this up now, we'd still have as much fun as we did then.
Yeah, something I did want to mention actually. On the Steam version, I downloaded the Steam version, and there was just like this game-breaking bug about. There was a bit where
you put a vid up.
I did put the vid up, yeah. You need to get into a submarine to go underwater and fight these other submarines, and as soon as you release the submarine, it sort of just blows up. So you can't progress in the game from there unless you cheat, which I did have to in the end. I
remember actually seeing the video where you were in front of some sort of panel. And you were looking out onto through the glass.
Yeah.
And you were looking out, going, "Look, I can't progress anymore." Luckily, that didn't happen in the PS2 version.
No, just the Steam version for some reason. No idea why.
This one's nice and clean, and again, one fuck of a multiplayer.
Oh, brilliant!
Brilliant multiplayer. That's Red Faction 1.
Right, this time I'm going to talk about Silent Hill, the original, on the PS1. Yay! I actually managed to get this like before it came out, and. Oh.
Yeah, such is life. Such is life. The fucking his phone starts going when we're talking about probably the most important part.
characters.
Get off me channel!
Next game, Silent Hill 1 for the PlayStation 1. I actually managed to get this before it came out. So it was actually the American version of it.
Isn't that black and white?
Yeah, I had to play it in black and white,
Yeah.
but we had to get this special AV cable which put it in colour. And because it was a chipped PS1, which literally everyone had at the time, did not like make it region free pretty much, something like that.
The chip system, yeah, pretty much you could play anything on it, yeah. But as far as I knew, because I tried to, the version you're talking about, I tried to get, because you told me if you're gonna play it on an emulator, get the American version. And when I seen screenshots, they were in black and white.
Yeah.
So is that in black and white? The version you got, I mean.
It did play in black and white until I got like the special AV cable.
That'd ask me. That'd really do my head.
Yeah, it was a pain actually because like there was a specific puzzle in the hospital where you have to collect like these square things that have got characters from Alice in Wonderland on them.
I haven't played the game, by the way, so I can't really. But yeah, go on.
Yeah.
He's telling me as well as he's telling you.
And basically you need to know what the colours are of them in order to complete the puzzle.
Mm.
So I had to fucking sit there for hours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not hours. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but.
And this is probably pre broadband.
Oh yeah.
Pre broadband, so yeah, it's not like you can just go onto Google or whatever.
I don't even think I had the internet at the time. Yeah, that was like 1998 or 99, was it?
Seems years ago.
Will have been something like that.
Not long after Resurrection.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just sat there for ages trying to do that puzzle, and eventually I'd done it because it was just a load of trial and error.
Yeah.
You know, trying to switch them round and that. But yeah.
This guy loves Silent Hill.
I really do.
He lives, breathes, sleeps and shit Silent Hill. Believe me, there's not a thing he doesn't know about any of the entries. So I can imagine he would do something like that. Only Corky, because that's how obsessed he is with Silent Hill.
And I've been trying to get him to play this one for fucking years, and he still hasn't done it.
I will in the end. I did the second one, and I did the third one, and the fifth. I know the fifth shit. And I'll get round to it. You've seen so many games come out, lad. You know what I'm like? I'm like a kid in a fucking sweet shop. So, but tell them what happened when you did when he tried to get me into this game. He brought it round to my house, and he started it up. He said, "I'll show you the ropes," because my complaint was I didn't really know what to do, where to go.
Yeah.
So we started showing me the ropes, and like I've just said, he's the biggest fan ever. So we carried on playing the game. He got about halfway through it. And he said, "You know what, I'm going to sit here and complete it. I'm going to do it in front of you." And, lad, he got about 70 to tell him what happened.
Oh, right.
We were sagging school at the time. That's going to be a big piece of the story.
Yeah.
To a lot of these games.
Yeah, so we were bunking off school. We were in senior school, weren't we?
Yeah, this is in New Age, yeah.
Yeah. This was years after. This was years after the game came out, obviously. But yeah, we went to his place and showing him the game and stuff. I must have got about 75% into the game. Like, I didn't save it at all. I think it might have been on hard mode as well.
Or something.
I think that's why we didn't save it.
Something like that, yeah.
But I was still determined. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to show you this game. So yeah, about 75% into it, and obviously because we'd been sagging school, his dad walks in to the room, and just without muttering a word, without even looking at us, he just goes over to the PlayStation and goes.
Turns the thing off.
Turns it off, and me and him were just like.
Well, your face, I'll never forget. Because inside, because it's my dad, you see, so I was like, what the fuck are you doing? But Corky was like, I'll have to keep me cool here. I'll have to
this
stay
isn't my house.
And he's already scared of me, dad. My dad is a scary guy, even now.
He's
At the age of 20, or 28, we are 27. So I thought, I got up and I was like, what are you doing? You're a dickhead. I don't want to go to school. I like video games. And Corky's face, like, well, I think you were there. Like a week later, just like that.
So I just dropped the pad, like.
Just stunned for about 3 hours straight. But you did keep your cool, lad, and I'll always give you props for that because I would be so angry myself. Yeah, you'd completed the game before, obviously hundreds of times, but
I don't think I'd ever done it like without saving it though. At that point, anyway. No.
So you're challenging yourself, basically.
Yeah.
And my dad just comes in and boom, off. You've been fucking sagging school. You took the PlayStation away and everything. That was the best way to punish me.
Yeah.
Oh, I learnt my lesson.
It was
Took
like,
my games away.
Chris, you're gonna have to go home, mate. I was like, okay then.
Cracking the pavement as he walked out, stomping. Oh, that fucking somebody. Oh,
Funny moment.
Funny memories. That's one of the best memories I'll ever have with you.
Yeah.
And this game. Every time I think of Silent Hill on the PlayStation 1, I'll always think of that story.
Yeah. It's hard to forget that one, isn't it?
Good
Definitely.
times. Good times. Silent Hill 1. Next game. Now, we've already talked about how much fun we used to have with Red Faction, but we lost a large portion of our lives with this game.
We also lost a large portion of education as well, didn't we?
Education, yeah. Basically, these games are the reason we're on minimum wage.
Yeah.
That's why we're on £6 an hour we're on. But we had a fucking great time doing it.
Oh,
I wouldn't trade it for
No,
anything.
would that change any of it?
No.
Nah.
Not especially when you think about games like this, because no, the way everyone says GoldenEye's the best, which it is. It is.
It is.
It will remain. It'll always be the best multiplayer, but the best Bond game. Sorry, but as far as multiplayer went in Bond games, this come. Honest to God, so close to being better than GoldenEye. You know who will agree with that? Yeah. Marvin. There was a time we were in. Somebody who I used to speak to, whose house we used to sag in again a lot, and we spent, and he will vouch for me, we spent at least 20 hours on this game, because we got there something like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't stop till like 8 o'clock the next night, because the multiplayer in this game was so good. Do you know what set this apart? Was the gadgetry.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember all the gadgets in the game?
Not a few. It's been years since I've played it, but
if I say to you remote helicopter,
oh god, yeah. Oh god.
Yeah.
But the rage.
You'd always like go and try and there's a gadget in this game in the multiplayer where you can send out a little remote helicopter, and you've got a remote obviously that you're controlling it with, and it's got a little camera on the front, so you can just send it out to amongst the arena, and I remember everyone going. Like, I'd always shout, wouldn't I, who wants a helicopter? And everyone would go, no, not me! And everyone would start running into the houses and all that. But do you remember the skill you used to have? The skill you used to have to navigate.
Yeah, you needed a lot of pure skill to like navigate, especially if you got into one of the cabins or something like that. You had to go upstairs and stuff like that. Oh, it was a nightmare. I couldn't do it. Yeah. I was shit at it.
If anyone ever done it, you'd actually put the pad down and go,
yeah.
Instead of being angry, you just commend them. You just be like, "Lad,
yeah,
brilliant,
done well.
I'll stand still while you kill me for that." You know what I mean? But yeah, lots of raging, and again, as well as Red Faction. If you ever want to play a multiplayer game, this is why I will say it till the day I die. Fifth and sixth gen.
We're the best.
5th and 6th gen, honest to God, especially for games like this, because that's when the split screen was still alive. Split screen's gone now.
It's just such a shame, and it's so stupid the way it's gone.
I mean, I imagine if a fucking 12-year-old or a 13-year-old watching this, what's split screen? What is this?
What's the split screen?
What is this split screen you talk about? These were the golden days, and honest to God, GoldenEye's still the best, but this come fucking very damn close.
Something else. The Sentinel, the rocket launcher.
The remote, could you control them?
Yeah, it was pretty much like the helicopter, except I think it was a bit harder to use actually, because it was just like once you fired it, it was going. Then I think with the helicopter, like you could actually stop, move back and forward, like slowly at your own pace or whatever.
Oh yeah, you couldn't. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fucking rocket kept going, didn't it? So you had to be dead on point to use that. You actually had to be fucking sky high.
Yeah, they were rough.
What a game.
Yeah.
That's Nightfire on Xbox One. Play it on GameCube though if you can, because the controls are better. The GameCube controller. We played it on the GameCube.
That's what we played it on anyway back in the day, wasn't it?
That's how we played the game, and what we say goes. Nightfire on Xbox.
Right, next game, Resident Evil 0 for the GameCube. It's only on the GameCube, isn't it?
Yeah, it was actually. Do you remember it used to be? It was meant to be an N64 game. Have you ever seen them screenshots?
Yeah, I've seen screenshots of that actually. Yeah,
it was meant to be an N64 game, and then when they decided, we're going to come out with the GameCube, they just shit canned that and started all over again from scratch and built it from the ground up for GameCube.
That's a shame, really. I would have actually wouldn't have minded to actually give that a go. The N64 version, actually.
I'm sure there's some sort of fucking crazy mod out there, you know, where some mod that did it in like the N64, you know, the blockade kind of look and all that of the N64, and you can play it, but it's probably a bastard to download. But if you are gonna play it, this is the way to go.
But yeah.
But
at the time, you'd never played Resident Evil.
As well as Silent Hill.
As well as Silent Hill, yeah. Funnily enough, this is probably the only Resident Evil I haven't actually played all the way through. I don't know what it is.
It was hard as fuck, man. I'll say it to this day, that is the hardest Resident Evil game ever made. Because you have to control 2 characters.
You still haven't played Code Veronica though, have you?
Oh shit, no, I haven't.
That's a hard Resident Evil game.
I played a little bit of on the and to concur with you there, right? I played a little bit on the Dreamcast years ago, and I couldn't even, you know, when you come out to the crashed plane part,
yeah,
and there's fire everywhere, and you Claire's walking forward at the very beginning.
Crash plane.
I don't know whether it's a crash plane, but there's fire everywhere anyway.
Did you go through a graveyard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, lad, I died about 20 times just trying to get out of that graveyard with the fire. So I can imagine that there's a lot of truth behind what you say. That is a really hard res game, but
it is definitely.
That wasn't pretty far behind.
No, I think I got up to like where you first get into the mansion, you know, after you jump off the train or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think I was just having trouble like trying to. It wasn't not problems with the puzzles, but just trying to find like items that I needed.
Rebecca gets lost about 900 times through the game, and you've got that was one of the most annoying things. A big thing a lot of people complained about is that, you know, the damsel in distress thing was took way out of proportion with this game, because Rebecca, there's at least 3 or 4 times you'd have to save her. She either falls down a ditch, something like that. But
is that right there?
Yeah, that's fine. But the part what got me to lead into why it's so hard is because I remember there's a part where you've got to find a black book. Do you remember I always used to say to you back in school, lad, I need to find this black book in Resident Evil 0. Yeah. And I'd be like, we're going on.
Yeah.
Like, he had no choice whether he was sagging on or he was like, you're coming with me, lad, because I need someone, I need some backup. You know what I mean?
What's the next lesson we've got? Science, yeah, we're going.
Yeah, what's the next lesson we've got? Resident Evil. Yeah. That was the next lesson.
That was pretty much it, wasn't it?
Yeah. And well, this is it. We were sitting in science one time, and I'm sitting there sort of shaking like sitting there like this. And you go, what the fuck's up with you? And I go, lad, I need to find the black book. He's like, what are you on about? The black book in Resident Evil? Come on, we're going on.
Yeah.
And so what we're trying to get at is that our priorities were very, very one way swayed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was either education or video games, and we always picked video games.
Yeah.
And we don't regret it one bit.
No, definitely not.
Because we are the people we are now, and I'm proud of who I am, and I'm sure you are as well.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Plenty of memories playing these games, such good times, and I just wanted to share that on the channel because I love this lad.
I love you too, kiddo.
I love this lad, and I haven't seen him for fucking months because he doesn't live in Liverpool anymore. He lives in Portsmouth, and we've been trying to do a video. We've been trying to come up with ideas for video for how long?
Ages, and for like the past couple of times I've been down, we think we need to do a joint video. We need to
do a joint video, and we were going to do a survival horror one, which we kind of have, because that was the idea. Sort of, because we talked about 2 of the most important ones anyway.
Oh yeah.
But we said to each other, what we'll do is we'll go over all the games we used to play as kids, and we'll throw some survival horror ones in there. So we're kind of doing what we were going to do, and kind of something different at the same time. So play it. Play them. Play them. Hold them up.
Play all these
games, okay? And don't go to school. Go to school.
Stay in school.
Stay in school. Go to school, but play games at the same time. Don't let anyone tell you it's a waste of time.
And if your science teacher is a wanker, then don't go to science. Go and play these instead.
Go and play these instead. Okay. I hope everyone enjoyed the episode. Like I say, it's great to see you. Great to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
We're gonna go and forget our own names now, aren't we? We're gonna go and get that drunk. We're gonna go be like we never met in a bar an hour or 2. We're gonna go and get drunk. So I'll see you all in episode 10. Bye.
Bye.